Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar index on the daily time frame. I heard something the other day and I wanted to check it out. What I heard was that Thanksgiving are typically down days. I don't think they necessarily said dumpy days, but red days nonetheless. So let's check it out. We're looking at Bitcoin 2010, Thanksgiving 2010. And here we are. Look at that. It's a little short little red candle. But so the boxes I've created around Thanksgiving start from the Thursday prior to the Thursday after. Um, and we can see heading into that Thanksgiving in 2010, looking green. And then a little red, then a little green, then a little red. Now, what is very, very interesting that I've discovered, I'm glad I'm doing this, is that these parallel lines you see here are currently where we are trading in 2023, at Thanksgiving 2023. Um, and more importantly, this white line at the top of this white channel is now this is not the zombie channel that I've been talking about. That line, that channel, I've changed to white and purple, and you'll see that later on. However, um, these set of channels is the range at where we are currently trading, right? All in here, and we are attempting to get through that white line. And you can see, even in 2010, the importance of that white line. Let's close it up a little bit here. And even the channel itself acted as resistance here. We broke we snaked through it a lot here, but we broke right through it. It acted as support. And when we lost it as support, we fell all the way through. Came back up, support here on this wick, support here on this wick, precisely. It held above it here. Once we lost that support, boom, look what happened. These candles came right up to the bottom portion of the channel where it acted as resistance here as well. And here as well. And then we punched through it, struggled to get above it as we are doing currently. And then once we broke above it, look at that. Came back. Why can't I move this? There we go. We broke above it, came back, tested as support here. Look at that. And then we were off and running. Now, what's interesting is that 2010 and 2023, or late 2022, is when we started interacting with this channel again. Are the only two times that we've interacted with this channel, trend line, whatever you want. It's a trend line, actually. Channels and trend lines are one and the same. A channel is a channel about a trend line. So I found that very, very interesting. So let's move on from here to the rest of our Thanksgivings, because we won't come back to this channel, like I said, for another 12 years. So that was 2010. 2011. Here's 2011. And also, what I want to note, we want to kind of look at the overall trend or what was going on around here. So here we had just prior to Thanksgiving, we had been coming down. We had been correcting from this high. We had been in a bear market for quite some time, and then just started coming back up. So this Thursday, right there, we had a nice big green candle on Thanksgiving 2011, continuing a uptrend that we had started prior to and the week after. 2012, which was the halving. The blue vertical lines on my chart represent the halving event. And actually, that was the day before Thanksgiving. Isn't that interesting? Excuse me. So, the week heading into Thanksgiving, we had been coming up. We dumped into the halving event. And the day after, Thursday, the Thanksgiving Day, the day after the halving event, was a nice green candle from $12.19 to $12.33. Wouldn't that be sweet right now? And then I don't know what happened here. Maybe somebody else does, but we have a big skip from December 3rd of 2012 to December 10th of 2012. Didn't seem to be any data there, but had a nice big jump there. All right, moving on. To Thanksgiving of 2013 was 1721. It was a high, one of Bitcoin's all-time highs. We were top. So we were pumping. Pumping the weekend of Thanksgiving. Had kind of an indecision candle on Thanksgiving and continued pumping afterwards, and then things got a little bit shaky as we hit our top right after Thanksgiving. Interesting. And here, actually, this white and purple line right here is the top of the zombie channel. And this white line below here, I believe, is the bottom. The orange and purple line is the center. Yep. So here we are interacting with the zombie. We start interacting with the zombie channel in December 2013. Did we do that prior? No. Interesting. Now, here we are. Gotta go down here to December of 2014, or Thanksgiving 2014. So we were in a downtrend, and we were having a what do you call it, correction from the downtrend. Oh, sorry, my wrist is hurting me. I don't know what I did to it. Looks like this is Thanksgiving. So just like the year prior, we had been pumping into the week into Thanksgiving, had a little pullback. Thanksgiving was a kind of like an indecision candle, and then pumped afterwards. Then continued the downtrend. George often talks about the Santa Rally. Well, yep, here's the Santa Rally, George, right here. Oh boy. Let's look at 2015 here. So 2015, here we're going to come up on another halving pretty soon. I'm zooming out to see when the halving is. Okay, it's here in July of 2016. So this is a year prior to the. It's a Thanksgiving year prior to the halving event. And on this Thanksgiving, we had a big freaking candle. It's so ginormous. I'm going to measure it, including the wick. That was a almost a 12% move. Yeah, 12% move on Thanksgiving Day, 2015. Maybe some of you old timers remember that. Remember those days? Sweet. So far Thanksgiving has not been really dumpy. A couple indecision candles, not much going on. Had this huge 12% move here in 2015, which was a year that was prior to the halving event, as we had a big run up, a correction, and then continued the run up. Sweet. Here's 2016, a little tiny box here. And just kind of have been going sideways, heading into a rally we didn't really weren't aware of yet because we were back here. This Thanksgiving, it's kind of it's a red candle, but had a big, nice little range, and actually a hammer, a upward hammer thing. Not much really going on here. Don't know what to say about it. Oh, there's another box right here. This is in 2017. Well, now 2017, we would have been, heading to an all-time high, top here in December. And so we were having a nice little rally upwards. But so prior to that Thanksgiving, we had a nice run up, a big pullback, and started our run up again. Had a nice rally before Thanksgiving, but where is it? Here. Thanksgiving 2017 was a dumpy day. Let's just see how much. But of note, 4% down maybe max. And then, but of note, we made it all up on that Friday, and that weekend, boom, 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 pump, pump, pumpy, pump, pump, continued the rally up to the new, at that time, an all-time high. 2017. Here's Thanksgiving 2018. It was not a good year. So we were dumping to a bottom. We were dumping to a bottom here. And this Thanksgiving was bad. It wasn't a good day. Look at that. Week heading into Thanksgiving was bad, and the week after Thanksgiving was bad. Actually, about a week we had a nice little correction. The week after Thanksgiving, but wasn't looking good. This was not a happy Thanksgiving for all the Bitcoiners. All their family members were telling them, "You've wasted all your money. You've lost everything." I don't know. I shouldn't. Well, you gotta laugh at yourself when you lose everything, right? And of note, here above us, I can see this white and purple line, and this is the zombie channel. A lot of interaction in that zombie channel right here. Now, this isn't the same channel that I was talking about in the very beginning, 2010. That's way below it, so I don't even want to scroll down to it. But you can see the interaction with, even back here in 2017, 2018, 2019, with channels that we are currently trading about in 2023. You can't argue that against, there's no argument against the fact that this channel is clearly acting as support here and resistance here and resistance here, and the center line acts as support here. Well, wait, back here and right here. And the bottom of the channel is acting as support in our next Thanksgiving. Is that the next one? Yep, that's the next one, 2019. Yep, and it looks like Thanksgiving was a dumpy day. Now, I'm saying dumpy day, it's not really that bad. A little pullback between two nice rallies, actually. Uh, so the 3 days about Thanksgiving here, Wednesday through Friday, it's about a 10% move here in 2019. As we kind of just were trading sideways here, had come down a little bit and kind of just bouncing up and down here on top of what? That white zombie channel. We just found it as support, and that's what we were doing. So that one was the actual day itself was a little bit of a pullback in between two nice pumps there. You look at that. Lost support here of the zombie channel and dumped down. Yeah, it COVID actually. Interesting. And then found it as support again right here. And the center line acted as resistance all here. And that's why currently we're getting rejected off of the white and purple line. We've been rejected twice off of this line currently. Um, it's has a lot of strength to it as support and resistance. So twice rejection, third time maybe we break through. Um, God, sorry, my wrist is really hurting me. I don't know what I did. Here's the next 2020 Thanksgiving. Is that it? Ooh, that's a big dumpy candle on Thanksgiving 2020. So in the earlier years, doesn't seem to be that Thanksgiving was too bad. It's in more recent years that Thanksgiving has been dumpy. To the low wick was almost 14%, and then we finished the day down about 9%. Um, that's really weird because that is in between a nice trend upwards here, and it's 2020. Yeah, we're heading to our next our all-time high, right? Well, the first high of 2021. Yeah. Hmm. But we rallied into Thanksgiving, dumped down, and rallied after Thanksgiving. So, for what it's worth, and we came right back to where this little. Wonder what happened right there. Wonder if there was some sort of Thanksgiving massacre or something that occurred. Here we go. Well, is this another Thanksgiving? No. Oh, that's the Friday after. Thanksgiving was actually a green candle, nice green candle, and then where'd everybody go? They went shopping. Everybody went shopping afterwards. Well, that's only 4%. 4% move on Thanksgiving Day, and then a big dump. So that big dump might be 10%. Yeah, 9% dump afterwards. But of note is that after that dump, boom, we came right back up to where we had been, but then dumped again. Well, and that's because we just hit our all-time high, and we were falling down. Now, this channel, white channel, is something different, but it is perfectly parallel to the zombie channel, I believe. And later on, we'll see that I believe that this is where our next all time high will be, possibly up here at around $187,000 in November of 2024. Think about that. And note that my purple line projection goes right up there. So look for that in just a year away. So that was over here, 21, 22. Let's go to 22. Thanksgiving 2022. Does anybody remember that? Oh, that was the big FTX collapse. Our buddy Sam. Come on. Our buddy Sam, and what happened Thanksgiving then? We had just dumped big time. And kind of just trading sideways, trying to find our ground. So we continued to dump into the weekend before Thanksgiving. And then Thanksgiving week, we pumped. We had a nice rally back upwards. And once again, Thanksgiving Day itself was a little bit of an indecision candle there. And then just continued a little bit downward afterwards and what have you. Now, also of note, we are back to that bundle of channels that we had been in 2010. This is our first interaction with that channel once again. And so you can see the significance of the white, the upper portion, the top of that channel right here. When we came down here in March of 2023, that top of that white channel acted as support. We wicked through it down to another trend line, which is a major trend line that goes back decades as well, to the all-time high of 2011, I believe. So we wicked down to that other trend line, but on the day before and the day after, those wicks came right down to the top of this channel as support. I'm zooming in so you can see clearly right here. So now let's continue on looking at our channel. And once again, with that dump in April or June, it was June, we wicked through it a little bit, but it acted as support here. Generally, not exactly, but it was the region we came down to. And then once again here in August, once we kind of wicked through here, that was a what's that called when you see the future, like a precursor. Anyway, premonition? No, that's foreshadowing. Foreshadowing, maybe, of what was about to come. I think I saw this. Also, oh, you know what? Also, was this? It's a Gaussian channel around there. You know what? Let's go to a 5-day for just a second because I remember. I don't think it was the Gaussian channel. I think it was just that we wicked down into a. Well, looky there. I just screwed up everything, didn't I? We were looking over. Yeah, no, it didn't have anything to do with the Gaussian channel. Can that theory. Let's go back to the 1-day. I think it was that we had. Yeah, I was looking at some other channels here. I think it was the purple one. Yeah, because we had been finding support right here and support right here. And then once we breached that purple line, I kind of thought, hey, and we held it here. We struggled to hold it here. But ultimately, it was the white channel here on the Tuesday. Yep, there it is, Tuesday. I guess you can go back to Sunday. Sunday when we Sunday when this or Monday, that week Monday, when we came through the top of that white channel, I think that's when the big boys decided, hey, we're gonna dump tomorrow. And what they did, what I looked at was when we breached this red line here. That was the sign of the dump, which inevitably happened on Thursday. It was a cascading effect. So, a little bit of history there. And then we came down there and are coming back up to where we belong and are attempting to break above this white channel here. It's having key significance to us here. Where are we at? We're at 36,357. I don't really know what to expect in this. Is our current box around Thanksgiving coming up, and I wonder what kind of candle we're going to have. But what we do have here is the top of this white channel that we're contending with. Which hasn't given us too much problems here. I mean, we're just coming up here, trying to hold it as support, fell through. I don't know what we did here. That's when we got liquidated. They were playing. So here is when they did the dumpy. I remember because we fell through that red line. I noticed, and I on my previous video, one of the little short ones, I showed it pretty much live how on the 1 minute they dumped us through here, the red line. But I guess when we fell through the white line, that this was inevitable. It should have been foreseen that we were about to dump through the red line and ultimately down here to liquidate everybody. Um, and then, yeah, we're just shaking everybody out here. So we should recover. We should be recovering this weekend, maybe sideways this weekend. Weekends haven't been too interact uh, much going on the weekends. People, I guess traders just don't want to create a gap in the CME futures, is what it is. And they know we've been conditioned to expect that Monday we just go right back to wherever we left off Friday. That's what's been happening over and over and over again for quite some time. So weekends typically aren't that exciting. Well, you know what? We do have nice rallies in the weekends, but they do end up coming back to where they started or where they left off. Now, heading into next week, though, we got the white and purple. This is the zombie channel. This is the one, so has a lot of strength to it. We tried to break out right here the first time. Remember, I drew this circle, said we were going through that circle. Hey, why did it change color? It's a different color. That's interesting. What happened? This little thing changed. Well, we weren't able to get through that circle because of this white zombie channel. And so we saw our first rejection here, got everybody liquidated out. So once we sucked up all this liquidation here, it's time to continue our move upwards. We had another rejection off the zombie line here and are consolidating, and I think we'll give it another attempt next week heading into Thanksgiving. So who knows? I think we're going to get through it next week. And exactly, are we going to have a little pullback on Thanksgiving itself right here? Possibly, but then continue our rally afterwards. And maybe this is the weekend that we actually make a gap in the CME futures and we can liquidate more shorts trying to fill that gap. Possibly. Anyway, this has been really long. I hope you enjoyed your history of Thanksgivings in the Bitcoin world. And like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.